Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 4v4 custom match here on the map LENA River. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1 in the north, and then we'll end with Team 2 in the south, also known as the red team versus the blue team. Starting off with Team 1, let's go western first. We have in Light Octane, it is the UEF of Drimmer. He is almost a 2222 rated, but he is 2220 rated. He's the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall by a decent margin. We're talking about 400 plus points, which is a decent jump between him and the second highest rated of the game. So definitely an HVT for Team 1 to protect and then for Team 2 to eliminate. To his east, we have in Orange Color Orange, it is Sailor Moon playing as a Cybern. He is a 1454 rated. To his southeast, we have as a Seraphim in Chevy Crimson, it is Strugo. He is a 1691 rated. And last but not least, for Team 1, we have in Ruby Red, it is Gava Gava playing as an Aeon. He is a 1256 rated. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have one UEF, one Cybern, one Aeon, and one Seraphim, all of the factions represented on Team 1 side of the map. Take a look at Team 2 Southeastern player first, or just Eastern player, I should say. We have in Tropical Ocean Blue. It is excited. He is doubly excited this match. He is a UEF. He is a 1780 rated, barely beating out one of his teammates for the highest rated player on his team. To his west in Amethyst Purple, it is the Cybern of Baller. He is a 1629 rated, again in Amethyst Purple. To his north in Royal Blue, we have the UEF of Nova Space. Well, maybe he'll launch something into space. He is a UEF. He is a 1746 rated. And last but not least, for Team 2, we have in Stitch Blue, it is Hannibal playing as the Seraphim. He is a 1481 rated. So for Team 2 side of the map, almost identical to Team 1, but just in one different way. They have two UEF, one Cybern, 0 Aeon, and 1 Seraphim. So they are missing out on the Aeon technology, but they make up for it with an additional UEF. And for these 8 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 16,000 mass and reclaim. Makes my math in my head super easy. That is 2k mass per player. Most of the mass does reside on the central islands. With that, also a couple of mexes on those islands as well. But the majority of the mexes for both teams will reside on their sides of the map. We already see some drops from Team 1, both onto some closer islands and also some further away islands, at least in terms of their purview. We do see a couple of interceptors flying around with another transport inbound from Drimmer. Lots of drops inbound from Team 1 to try to, again, halt Team 2's progression northward. We'll see how that plays out for them. And again, additional mexes on the map are going to reside on Team 2 and Team 1 side of the map, respectively, in terms of their little landmass here. Again, there are additional mexes, not a lot, but some mexes on the central islands. But major point of mexes will be on this western and eastern side, as we already see Team 1 trying to grab a Team 2 side of the map. And there are some mexes in the water, which we love to see. With all this water on the map, it's nice to see a little bit of mass residing at the bottom of the oceans. Taking a look at where our players are headed off to. I don't expect that much combi-com action, if at all, this game, given the map itself. But we do see maybe a possible engagement with the Cybern players in the torpedo department. We'll see if they end up going that route. Looks like Sailor Moon's looking at more air facilities, so he might not dip his toes into the water, and Baller is also in that same position, but he is moving westward, so maybe we'll see something over there. Team 2 drops a T1 PD, trying to spam up as many stuff as possible to deal with this little invasion. We do see the engineer does grab the reclaim from the transport, but it does get shot down or exploded or both by that bomber and nice little T1 mobile artillery, but it is denied, unfortunately, so Team 1 will keep control of that side of the map. No progress on this eastern side yet for Team 1 as of yet. We'll see how long it takes them to expand all the way out there. We do see engineers moving that way, but it might take a minute or two for them to really get entrenched into that really Trimex position with the nice little hydrocarbon. Team 2, we already see a naval facility done for them. Team 1, we have one here and one here. And then again, a map like LENA River, you definitely want Navy. Oh, and I will note there is another Navy facility in the middle of the map that's decently far forward. And it is a 20 by 20 map, but this distance between that beach and that beach, right about in the middle, not that far away. That's kind of cruiser missile kind of range that he definitely wants to watch out for, especially with both teams having access to that technology. 3 of the 4 players on Team 2 have it, and 2 of the 4 players on Team 1 have it. Transport drops off. No, drops off an engineer and picks up the comm, or just goes to pick up the comm, looks like. I'm going to drop him off right in the middle of that mix. Team 1 PD almost destroyed. Interceptors are right here, but can't stop the comms drop. The transport, of course, will be destroyed. Actually, no, it does get destroyed eventually. And in the middle of the map, Team 1 has claimed, it's about majority half. Majority half being they had a little bit of chunkiness down there, but no longer there. Team 2 still trying to expand to their other 2 islands, but it's being about dead even for the at least middle of the map between both teams. We do see a couple of frigates harassing some engineers. Engineers just get annihilated there by a bomber and frigate. But there's a lot of facilities here. Definitely a lot more hit points than only one frigate can deal with. So definitely looks like Team 2 is going to win that fight. There are bombers constantly coming in. Interceptors fighting over the top, trying to protect those bombers. But again, I just don't think a couple of bombers, especially T1s, are really going to make a huge difference. Now the torpedo-capable subs maybe are a different story, but we might see what Team 2 ends up doing. We do see the comm of Hannibal still over here. He's down in the yellow, but again, 2 things is A, there's not really a lot of aggression coming out of this base now, and he's getting some veterancy, some more hit points for him. He's going to get to 1 star here very shortly, so he'll be able to stay alive a smidgen longer. The other 2 players behind him are catching up, but by the time they get there, everything will be killed off, so I don't know if they're just going to all hang out over there or not. I don't know. Maybe they'll just put a bonfire together with all the mass they collected and just roast some marshmallows. Who knows? The other player on Team 2 is over here on this middle island here. It's excited hanging out on this lone little island. We see a couple of Team 1's interlopers here, but looks like neither of them has spotted one another. Looks like, yep, they don't see Team 2 and they don't see Team 1, so they're just kind of hanging out over there. In terms of air facilities with the naval map, we expect to see at least T2 air out of pretty much everybody. T2 air is done for Sailor Moon. T2 air is also done for Gava Gava. So 2 air players, maybe at least 1, of course, but most likely 2. No Navy yet from Gava Gava, and of course no Navy yet from Sailor Moon. So it's probably just going to be maybe 2-player Navy, 3-player Navy. Team 2, T2 air is done. T2 air is also done. Going for T3 immediately, so 2 air players for them. And still same situation with 2 players in the Navy. Team 2's frontline facilities are annihilated because, again, all of these subs that were spammed up. The frigates cannot match that firepower. And it's just, it can't fire back at them anyways. So kind of just a one-sided event there. So nice win by Struggo on the eastern side. Facilities are being rebuilt here. Upgrading the T2 immediately, going for Coopers to deny the T1 subs. Nice counter there. There are some subs and frigates inbound to the east to try to say, no, go away, shoo, go by, go away. Looks like some units are being transferred over to Nova Space. And I don't know what Hambolo is doing. Just grabbing a mechs, I guess. Grab some reclaim. Nova Space is going to be beat to the punch. And there's that T1 mechs now done and online. Looks like a little bit of sharing is going down between those 2 blue players on the western side. Lovely to see that. And Ballers over here hanging out, seeing what everybody's up to. T2 torpedo boat is online for Team 2's Nova Space. Looks like both of the UEA players going the same route with their Coopers. Again, Coopers are a nice unit, but they do lack the ability to be not easily targetable like the other subs in the game. So we'll see how long that works out for him. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tried to blitz up T3 tech to try to go for, of course, the Neptunes, or just maybe if you're Seraphim, go for Yassaus. That's also a nice unit there. T2 being built on Gava Gava's comm there to the north. T3 air is done for Team 1 and for Team 2. Secondary air player, T3 air is done for Team 2. And Team 1 is soon to be done. 1 more engineer, and then the T3 will be started. So slightly behind for Team 1, but not by much. Again, there is now another naval facility online for Gaba Gaba, going immediately for T2. Team 2's fleet is inbound. Nothing has been spotted there, so it looks like they're going to move northward. And they might need to hook a little bit of a little left turn there. There's a lot of firepower starting to billow here. We do see a nice little sub is online. It is surfaced, which means it is targetable by both the regular cannons on board, all the other stuff, and of course the torpedoes. Gun started here for Excited. Again, interesting he goes for gun because, again, unless he's going to use his comm offensively or maybe defensively with some close frigates or something, that gun upgrade's not really that useful on a map like this. The torpedo upgrade, again, is more useful because you see immediate results out of it for the Cybran fans out of that. But both Cybrans in the game are focused on air, so probably won't see that upgrade this game. Probably. Not necessarily no, but probably. Especially you're already at 14 minutes on the clock kind of thing. And Team 2's fleet is being say, hey, stop shooting at us. And the Torp bombers are like, psych, don't care. Did he stop that upgrade? He did not stop the upgrade, so he's still pumping out his Torp bombers. It looks like one of those Coopers has been eliminated. Again, when you throw out 1,000 torpedoes, eventually that Torp defense will crack. And just they don't have enough in terms of AA to deal with the remaining Torp bombers. And there goes the other Cooper, and now those Torp bombers have pretty much free range to deal with whatever they want. We do see a couple of ASFs from both teams engage. And it looks like that's the end of some harassment from Team 1 in the air. We do see more units in the middle of the map for Team 2. Looks like going westward to maybe crack some of these units over here. We do see a cruiser and a nice little bulwark. And there is a destroyer in the mix. Looks like there's not much firepower here from Team 2 in terms of AA. They're still targeting the Cooper, but it looks like the ASF comes in and blaps away a couple of those right quick. So nice grab there by Team 2. It looks like things are starting to level out in terms of the map control. Again, Navy is very fluid in terms of who owns what, when, where, and how, and why. So that can easily shift one way or the other. T2 Naval Headquarters did get finished, and imagine if that fleet from Team 2 went this way instead of that way. That facility will probably be dead by now. There are some T1 Torp launchers, to be fair, but they're really trying to spam up those Exodus class. Beacon are the frigates. T2 is almost done here for Excited. We could see a Billy Nuke out of him. He probably would just go for straight regular missile first if he does go for anything. Just have to be watchful. There is a small fleet starting to roam around this eastern island there. Missile Tech raining in on Team 2's parade here to the west. Handbill hanging out next to that little mechs, and he probably might get shot at, or his mechs might get shot at, or everything might get shot at. That's not fun for him. No one going for T3 yet that I've seen. We do see that the fleets have engaged one another. Looks like destroyer count does favor Team 1. And there's only one bulwark, so they're not going to protect that much after that nice little shot from Team 1. We do see, T2. And, oh, no, oh, there it is. I see it on the queue. He's going to spam that as quickly as possible, get the Neptunes online, and then just blap away all of his laser weapons. On Team 1, destroyers are being targeted. Cruisers also in the mix for Team 2. That's going to help with the annoyance of the bomber problem, but now there's more destroyers inbound, and that's probably more of a pressing threat rather than the torpedoes, at least from the air, not from the pond. We do see Team 1 sub going after a couple of mexes. Nothing too crazy, but 2 mass a second, 6 mass a second, a little bit chipping away at Team 2's mass is better than nothing. T3 Navy, it's progressing decently quick even for +1. So we will see how much that is the wrong way I went to go. Did not meant to go up, I meant to go down. Sensor package started for Team 1's Gava Gava in the northeast. Give him a little bit of vision around his base. This is what he can see. It's a decent amount, to be honest. It will keep whatever's near him visible. Not that it's, he has an omni range as well, so that is to be considered. But at least visually, he can see more stuff. Team 1's fleet, again, slowly kind of chipping away at the island here. We do see a nice little omni sensor is going to be built. Excited is running away from the prospect of being shot at by lasers. Unfortunately, one of the downsides to laser weapons is any sort of little hill, little mountain, little ridge, anything can block it, and there goes the weapons on board those destroyers. T3 is done and already half done for the best unit, at least naval unit in the game. I praise it every single time it shows up because I love it, and I feel like at this point everybody knows my proclivity for UEF technology. especially in the long-range engagements department with that overcompensator. We do see more torp bombers are inbound from Team 2 Seraphim, air player of Hannibalo. Yeah, still only 2 naval players for Team 2. Team 1 at least has a little bit of dipping toes into the pond with Gaba Gaba. But nothing outbound from Sailor Moon. Again, that makes sense because he's going to be strictly air. But nothing from Team 2 from these 2 players, which is definitely interesting considering usually it's a 3-player Navy engagement is what you usually see. But who knows, breaking the meta might be a good thing, or trying to break the meta might be a good thing or a bad thing, depends on how you look at it. We do see destroyers engaging one another still to the east. Numbers are favoring Team 1, but they are chipping away at those destroyers nonetheless from Team 1. We do see more torpedo bombers or inbound transports with engineers, I would presume, yet inbound for that reclaim wreckage to the east. Spy planes are nearby the Neptune producing facility here. Looks like that one's being sent northward. Looks like he's going to try to crack Dimmer's position. I will note that it is now 20 minutes on the clock, and nobody has died yet, which is always great to see. It's never one of those, oh no, there was one person that didn't make it. I always love to see players make it at least the 20 minutes, because then they play more game. And you play more game, have more fun, people have more fun. You know, it's a good thing. Overall, not necessarily individually for each team or whatever, but hey, it's fun for everybody when everybody gets to play at least for 20 minutes. Not always the case, but it's always nice. I do like that there is a AA emplacement here next to the Omni just in case a random bomber comes and says hi. Attack missile has been started for Excited. He's probably excited about that. And he's probably doubly excited about his teammate getting those Neptunes. And there's the dual laser cannons, 1 and 2 firing. The frigates are being blapped away. There's a lot of spam in this mix, but there are a decent amount of shields and looks like a decent amount of subs mixed in as well. Team 1 is now aware of the threat. They're going for their own Neptunes. We're going to have a war of words over there. It does look like Team 2's Hannibalo is now in the pond. Excuse me, I must have missed this. Going for his own laser weapons. Another Neptune. Looks like he's going for a summit. He's going to go for 2-2 maybe. 2 Neptunes, 2 summits. I like the mixture there. Attack missile is almost done for Team 2's Excited. Again, doubly excited about that. Is he going to go? Nope, not for T3 yet. He might try to snipe this. There is no Team D here. There's a lot of engineers to be able to spam repair this thing, so you might want to coordinate, at least with the naval forces, to try to do some damage or keep the damage going while the missile fires, or kill off the engineers and then just blow it up in the missile. You can also do that. Team 2 launching a full-scale invasion onto Team 1's defenses / facilities here. We do see ASFs coming in to crowd the skies to help protect the bombers that are sure to be inbound here shortly. ASFs moving in behind Team 2's fleet. Bulwarks are being hit constantly, allowing this fleet to get closer and closer to one another. Laser weapons about to trade blows. Sooner or later, and second Neptune should be inbound. There it is, Team 1. Second Neptune is, it's a little bit ways away. And if Team 2 keeps a little bit more of a hesitant posture here, a little bit more cautious, that second Neptune will finish. So Team 2 has the advantage. Bombers are inbound, targeting again the big, bulky unit, trying to kill it off as fast as possible, drop its hit points almost into the yellow. Now it's in the yellow. And now the 2 Neptunes are zeroing in on that one from Team 1. Eastern side, a little bit more of an air engagement rather than a naval engagement. Looks like a couple of Vespers also helping out to kill off some engineers. Team 2 going not for T3 yet. Another Neptune. That's right, it's still summits inbound for Team 2. Looks like that summit is getting done pretty quickly. Neptune is staying back behind its forces, and that second Neptune does get finished. So no easy advantage for Team 2 on that front, at least for now. Are they going to go for another one? Nope, going to go for more bulwarks and then another Neptune to try to keep those Neptunes alive. Forces inbound from Team 1 in the eastward direction, or from the eastward direction. Struggles inbound with a nice little battleship. Again, the range and the hit points are the advantage. You get that into close range and not good things happen, so definitely going to keep that thing back. At least should be doing that. Summit is almost done. Looks like that's number 2 because he's done with number 1. That is inbound. A lot longer lead time in terms of getting to their location, but missile inbound going after that naval facility. Looks like it hit an engineer as well. Bombers are getting shooed away by the AA inbound, and another missile is inbound. The facility is not getting repaired. It's going to survive with 800 hit points, so just a couple more shots, and that should be enough to kill off that facility. There it is, 700, 600, 5, 4, 3-ish, 2-ish, 1-ish, and there it goes. T2 Navy is locked out for Gava Gava. And now we see those Neptunes being a little bit more emboldened now that that battleship has come to say hi. But Team 2's battleship is right there. And that second one is going... Where is that one going? Is it going northward? Because that's number 1. That's the 2 Neptunes. Where's number 2? Oh, it's just barely off the assembly line. It's not even moving. Okay, I was like, where did it go? Looks like he's building another summit, so just more and more... Oh, just all the summits, I guess. That is one way to do it. Missiles starting to rain in on Team 1's eastern side of the map. T2 Mex is going to be eliminated. That's a little 6 mass gone. 24 minutes on the clock. Both teams are at about 1,000 mass a second. So no real advantage one way or the other. And we're going to see a little bit more dipping into about a lower bit of 1,000 just because of the Mexes being assassinated as we speak. But about dead even between Team 1 and Team 2. Maybe again slightly ahead for Team 2, but again slightly being the key word in that statement. Lots of shielding, trying to protect against those battleship shots, laser weapons, dealing with any units that kind of come out of the bubble. There's a lot of Cybran spam in this mix as well. Looks like he went for UEF and then just straight Cybran spam. I don't know what the logic is there, but somebody in the comments probably knows about that. I don't. Facilities. Hit points favor team, UEF. It must be the cost in the frigates, I would imagine. 1,900 hit points versus a UEF one, which is 21. I mean, barely. Anyway, constant back and forth there on the western side. We do see a little bit of that spilling over to this middle island here to the east. And looks like Team 2's fleet starting to push a little bit more in this direction. It is starting to split the focus of Strugo, trying to focus more defenses on the west or the east. Looks like he handed forces over and said, nah, I'll just leave you to it over there. Looks like he took... No, he gave the Hathum over. That's nice to see. That other summit... Oh, it's moving in. Another summit's inbound. Now we see more and more summits. It's just more and more summits. Again, I would like to see a mixture of those laser weapons to try to thin out all of this T1, T2 spam. Just so that the battleships can focus on the bigger targets instead of going after the smaller targets. It's kind of the, just drown them in units kind of thing, and eventually they'll not be able to kill you off fast enough. T3 air expanding for Team 2's Rigard Airslot players. Looks like shield protecting the SMD. Love to see that, and it's built earlier, which I also love to see. Team 1, how do we look to the north? No SMD yet. More air grids separating it out. Love to see that. And then here we have shielding being built already. Maybe something there, but it looks like that's a nuke configuration. Well, that is definitely a nuke configuration right there. So he's probably going to finish at least the P-gens and then start the nuke at a bare minimum. He already has a shield almost done, so no worries at least starting the nuke. Again, at least have a shield online when you start the big projects, just in case a bomber goes, ooh, that's fancy. Let me go blow that up. Bomber stacking up for Team 2's baller there on the northern shore for Team 2. A little bit of longer range tech for Team 1 winning out the day. 2 battleships versus no battleships. Looks like he's going to go 2 more cruisers. Yep, 2 more cruisers, T3, and then 2 Neptunes, and then 15 summits. So just a bunch of summits soon. But again, he's facing the hard fought battle of range and hit points and everything else. So that needs to be finished sooner rather than later. Team 2, again, similar thing. That's what's happening. Team 2 starting to win that western front. Team 1 is starting to kind of fight back on that eastern front. So it just comes down to how long can Team 2 delay, how long can Team 1 delay, so that the other side can win and just sweep the other direction. It's just going to come down to timing, I guess. And it looks like Team 2's fleet kind of falling back a little bit. There's 5, 4, 3, I can count, 3 battleships, 2 battle cruisers. We have 2 battle cruisers, 3 summits, so about dead even in that regard. Really spamming up those summits, I might add. That's probably most of his eco being thrown into that thing, to be honest. Team 1, though, that makes me think it's power related. Oh, yeah, that's power related. I'm like, there's no way they have that much of a drop on this. Team 2 just lost a whole bunch of stuff, which Power's back. Team 2's back up to their correct mass income, which makes way more sense. And now we have the forces from Team 2 just full sending it into the fleet. And again, the battleships, their advantage, lots of hit points and the range. Once you take away at least one of those, they kind of start becoming less effective. And those destroyers are proving their namesake, at least killing off maybe one of the battleships before they end up getting destroyed. There are some destroyers here for Team 1 as well. And looks like the Storks delivered some torpedo babies to that very waning battleship. And it looks like those summits are not summit. Yeah, they are really punching back, but again, it's just going to come down to partially numbers. Some of the shots are actually raining in over here, not this direction, so that's giving Team 1 a slight advantage, with some shots just kind of going wild, as one way would put it. And there are torp bombers inbound. Looks like they are going to try to assassinate at least another one of those battleships before they get blown up. We do see those subs punching back, mostly frigates, but there are a couple of destroyers with some torpedoes. Oh, that one died. Never mind. That one's not in that mix. And here come the torp bombers delivering more, I don't know, cormorants. That sounds very, I don't know, kind of bougie maybe. No idea. But that Hathum loses about 50% of its hit points, even more inbound from technically the Seraphim side of things. And that battleship not having fun things happen to it. Nope, nope, nope. ASFs are here from both air players for Team 1 saying absolutely not go away from that little battleship. He's just trying to, you know, feed his family or whatever. We see frigates just running amok into this mix. Some of the shots are distracting those summits. There are, of course, the battle cruisers. This one's heavily damaged. Now it's about to get hit. Ooh. Looking good. Where's that other one? Did it die already? Oh, no, it's right. No, those are T2 weapons, not T3. Battleship is down. Team 1 still has their 2 battle cruisers as well. There are still a couple of subs there to help out as much as they can. Oh, Neptune is about to die, but looks like it's going to fall back. Team 2's fleet, they're now numbering 2-6 versus 3-4. So it looks like in terms of numbers, Team 1 is starting to lose, but they get another summit online. So it looks like it's now 6-5 in terms of battleship count. Brass being built on Gava. Gava's come to the north. T3 Navy is done producing Hathums, and they're just sending them northward. Looks like a little bit more trading into the naval than air tech. That will favor Team 1 because there's 2 sets of ASFs. Don't know what the count is offhand, at least as of right now. I can get that here for you in a second. Well, it seems a lot more than 19 earlier. Yeah, definitely. Did they have an air fight and I just missed it? Did that just happen? He's getting a little bit of Seraphim tech. So let's say about 150. Makes me think there was an air fight because there's definitely stuff that happened. Oh, yeah, 1,000% there was an air fight and I completely missed it. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed that air fight. That's my bad. Look at this. Big boat shoot at other big boat and make big boat go back. That's what's happening. Oh, there goes that summit. And they're tightly packed. Again, AoE weapons are going to have a field day here. Team 1 is the only one that has access to the Tempest-class battleship, the experimental variety one. And also those annoying torrents as well. But no Aeon Tech and Navy now. Starting to see it again, but it's kind of on the very infantile stage, at least in this game. Summit is online for Team 2. At bottom, enough time to get some battleships online, so a little bit more pushing back. But Team 1 is starting to make some inroads there. But Team 2 is not looking good. There's not looking good over there on the Western Front for Team 1. And that battleship is the focus. The laser weapons, again, are being outranged by those battleships. So, again, you target the stuff shooting at you, and then you shoot at everything else. You see a couple more bombers just constantly throwing a torpedo or two. Looks like that battleship is the target. It's going to get killed off soon, but I don't know if it's worth it just to send in a couple of bombers at a time. The units don't passively regen, at least these ones don't, so it's not a terrible use, but if they get enough veterancy, they can start passively regenning. We do see a couple of Barracudas going after more and more ships. We do see that summit gets taken out, but it's just not looking good. However you slice it, there's a lot of mass being sent into this. Team 2 is pouring a lot of mass into this, so they need to win soon rather than later, or Team 1's going to win in another route. How's that nuke going? Oh, there it is. It's done. And it is being loaded as we speak. 32 minutes on the clock. Targets There are 2 SMDs over here, so that base is pretty much protected. That base is protected. This one is not. That might be the... no, that's a nice little air facility. Team 1's starting to kind of coagulate a little bit more over here. But again, the numbers are heavily favoring them anyways. I don't know why they're not just pushing in. Barracuda's really punching into those battleships for Team 2. And it looks like not all the battleships are shooting at the same target, which definitely doesn't help. You want to focus one guy and then kill off the other guy and then go next kind of thing. Instead of kind of doing an overarching damage to everything. That summit is helping out a little bit, keeping that summit alive just a little bit longer. But, oh, there it goes. It's dead now. We're down to 2, 4, and now 5 and 6. Team 2's down to, well, that one's dead. So what is this? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, yeah. Team 2 could easily just hyper-focus one unit. They're just not doing that. Looks like he's probably focused on other things, which is definitely fair because Team 2 also has a nuke, and it's barely loaded. So it looks like it's going to be a war of the who can load the nuke, who can fire the nuke, and who can blow stuff up faster. Team 1, no SMD exists. Team 1, SMD does exist and will be loaded in time. So that's a circle, not a bat. No SMD over here. He's really spreading out his air grid. I will give him that. There's a little bit of a clumpage here, so you could probably hit right about, actually probably right on that hydrocarbon and grab pretty much all of that. Maybe you can grab that mech if you're lucky. And then on the western side, there is an SMD, and it is loaded, so that's going to be protected. For now, Team 1's Barracuda's really just handing it to Team 2, saying go away. And again, those summits don't have any sort of torp defense or even torpedoes of their own. They needed the Cybern class ones to at least have some torpedoes. They need to deal with that because those Barracudas are getting a ton of value. 4-star vet, 1-star vet, 1-0, 2-star vet. So again, you hardly ever see really 4-star vetted naval units in general, let alone Barracudas. So nice grab there from Drimmer, countering his opponent quite nicely. And here comes all of those Harthums just crashing onto Team 2. We have multiple battleships here. That's only going to delay, though. The numbers are already favoring Team 1, so it's just a matter of when, not if, but if Team 2 can just muster up a ton of bombers and wipe out at least a couple of these, it would make things a lot better. The ACUs could easily engage and wipe out the ones from Team 1. They're just not doing so yet. Again, probably focused on this big giant object that's here. And speaking of other big giant object, how's Team 1's going? It's almost loaded, getting a bunch of hives to help assist with the load, building, putting the thing inside of the thing and making the thing go up. Gunships, a couple of them, not a lot of them on this eastern side. Team 1 might notice them. Looks like they're trying to shadow them as well. AA going to be built, but looks like it might be built too late. And the ASFs are now being distracted because of this little nonsense happening over here. These bombers are getting at least one more pass in before they get shot out of the sky. Nuke is inbound from Team 1. Thank you for letting me know that I have been detected. I appreciate that. Nuke is inbound. It could go for the naval forces, or it could go for something in the rear. But again, this one is protected. This one is protected doubly so. Yep, the only viable choice is either the base itself or the actual naval headquarters. It looks like he's going after the Navy itself. So that'll win Team 1 Navy on the eastern side. It's going to be very much a hard engagement over there. ASFs able to take out a lot of the ASFs from Team 1, and there's ASFs from Team 1 still over there, to be honest, but the ruby red ones are gone. Here comes the nuke. There's a lot of stuff here, and that battleship is not going to get out of range. ASFs, all the reinforcements, one of them got hit. Kaboom! A lot of the engineers are dead. The headquarters is dead. That locks Team 2 out of T3 Navy for now, at least the eastern side. Those Barracudas are getting pretty high up in their numbers, and there's just so many battleships over here. Look at them. Look at them all. I love it. I love to see just a bunch of ships just shooting at a bunch of other ships. It's very fun. I know it's a little bit more sluggish in terms of the action, but man, is it fun to just watch these guys fire volleys at one another constantly. These Barracudas really are handing it to Team 2. This is doing a lot of work, even if it's just going after the engineers or some of the other units. It's just really nipping away at all of that annoying spam or reclaiming. And Team 2 is still in the lead. not only in terms of mass, but in terms of reclaim. But I don't think that's going to be the case for much longer. Team 1 is sending the forces in. Destroyers are already here. Battleships are very much close to follow. Team 2 needs a win, and they need it now. Nuke is almost loaded. Does Team 1 have an SMD? Yes, they do. Is it loaded? It will be. And that SMD probably will be loaded. It depends on how far over the nuke if it does go after this. Team 1 maybe spotted that nuke. Maybe they didn't, but... Oh, they did. Team 2, you don't know about it. You know about it now. You just don't know where it is. Obviously, somebody would assume it's there, which they would make a correct presumption there, just based off of a bunch of dense structures and units without any sort of what is what kind of thing. Destroyers are almost dealt with, and Team 1 is now starting to take out some preliminary mexes for Team 2. The side island is still there, which is surprising, but everything else is gone. T2 Navy is rebuilt, going for T3, I would imagine, or just sticking with T2. You're trying to pump up some destroyers, just really feed the Horde hand. And those Barracudas are helping, but again, it's a lot of mass in a small area. We have harms being built by Team 1. Sailor Moon. Another nuke is inbound, and he is going for the naval units. Granted, that SMD should... it might get it. And it's going to help. That's not a lie, but that's because the SMDs are already in place. Maybe something could be said about taking out the naval headquarters here, but it looks like it's... Oh, yeah, it's well... you could edge nuke at. You can definitely edge nuke at. Not with the naval nuke, though. Definitely with the regular one. Obviously with the super nuke, of course. But that doesn't exist, at least in this map, just yet. If it does exist this game. 38 minutes and climbing. Nuke is inbound. Looks like Team 1's fleet is kind of just dispersed at least a little bit. Either just passively or actively. Another nuke is inbound from Team 1. That's going to hurt something else on that eastern front, I would imagine. Kills off 3 battleships. One of them was already heavily damaged, to be honest, so it wasn't a big win, but... I mean, it killed off more ships so that these ships can target other ships, and then they can just keep blowing ships up. It's going to be a race to the bottom at this point. How fast can Team 1 wipe out this side and then push westward? How fast can Team 2 wipe out this side and push eastward? And the nuke is inbound. Looks like for the headquarters from Team 2's Nova space, but it is protected by an SMD. So unless it lands a tiny bit short, which why would it do that? We'll see. There are some... battleships inbound. There's the SMD, and there's the shot that destroys that nuke. Team 1 still has a couple of vessels, some battleships there and there. There's still 7 of them. Team 2 is losing battleships fairly quickly, combined with the Barracudas and the destroyers. Looks like they're now focusing their fire on one ship. That is helping them out a ton, to be honest. Taking the firepower offline sooner rather than later. And there's another one dead. Team 1 is just pumping out just battleships. Same with Team 2. Just can't stop, won't stop. But the spam of the bombers is inbound. And Team 1 is like, no, we want none of that. AA is being built along the way. But it can't be built fast enough, so they've decided to go for Team 1. And even that is just like, can you please stop shooting at us for more than 2 seconds? It's kind of annoying. Look at them all. Just running around, just dropping payloads all over. Where are you going now? What's going on? Why are you all going where are you going? Oh, there's some strat bombers here. Oh, that's fun. And Team 1's defenses are still holding. Team 2's momentum has been crushed significantly. Team 1's Drimmer is holding, even with a nuke involved. Great for Team 2. Team 2 is now losing the eco game. 40 minutes on the clock. We have more air grid, more air grid, more air grid. And of course, more nukes, more nukes, more nukes. He's at 37,000. Where did that other nuke go, I wonder? Because it went there, but there's no evidence of the explosion. T3 Navy is rebuilt on that eastern side. Oh, yeah, because it went... I thought there was another one, though. I thought there was one more. Maybe not. How close is Team 2 to firing their... Not really great. Wait, that killed off no mass? Is it weird with naval units? I think it's weird with naval units for some reason. And still a couple of torp bombers raining in, but honestly, it's just... Team 1 is pumping so much firepower into Hathums and other battleships that just Team 2 just cannot, for some reason, crack through. I mean, they were leading the game significantly, and now they're tied, if not Team 1 is winning that game. And I sense a kind of a reversal in Team 1's favor. There's been a lot of mass dumped over there. Team 2 still winning, but just barely. In terms of total mass on the map currently, we're currently sitting at 180-something, so lots of mass to play with. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, if you haven't, because why not at this point? Because why not? Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this point in the video. Hopefully you have enjoyed. Hopefully you enjoyed your Thanksgiving weekend with all the food and the whatnot. And it's now crazy to me that it's now December, which means Christmas is just right around the corner, and then it's New Year's, and then it's 2026, and man, this year's gone by super quick. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. And while as we watch this Hathoum just get absolutely annihilated by fellow Hathums from Team 1. And Summits. There's Summits in there. Oh, look. What do we have here? Nice little defense satellite. Not a defense satellite. For Team 1's Drimmer, just to get some vision, I would imagine, and try to snipe at some mexes on Team 2's side of the map. T3 started for Sailor Moon just to protect himself. Nuke is firing now. And it's now going to this position. SMD is definitely not within range. So that's another headquarters that will be denied by Team 1. That's not good. They've been kind of about dead even in terms of the destroyers, but the battleships and whatnot now. And now with the headquarters about to be annihilated, that is not looking good. There's a ton of engineers. There's a ton of spam. There's also some ACUs underneath the surface getting reclaimed now. Just so much reclaim down there. There's a little Omni that's probably going to get shot at. Looks like, yep, focusing that. Deny intelligence gathering. Nice grab there. Going after the shield generator first and then to secure the Omni kill. And there's no way those SMDs are in range. Absolutely not. There goes the nuke. It's going to kill off these 3 facilities and a nice little battleship to boot. There it is. Kaboom! Wipes out all 3 and the battleship. That's a great win for Drimmer, and that's going to really turn the tide of that fight on that western side. We do see but a little bit more pushback, though, from Team 2, so it's kind of, again, evening it out once again. It's going to come down to, honestly, who can just outproduce very quickly and just ram it down the other person's throat. It's probably going to come down to really just a quick, swift attack. We'll see who ends up winning that fight. Again, Team 2 is now pumping out some battleships over here. There's, what, 7 of them versus 5. It's not tied up, but some of them aren't firing. Bombers are stacking up for Team 1 over there. We see more bulwarks. Looks like they dealt with their Barracuda problem for the most part. There's a lot of spam, though, still from Team 2, but looks like they're starting to deal with that problem nonetheless in terms of just spam even more of them, I guess. There's 2 back here not firing. There's 3 there. There's 5 there. That's 10. And then there's 12. Team 1 has 4. And then another 4. And then another one. So 9. Another nuke is inbound from Team 2. And it's going eastward. It's going to nuke this, which is fine. There's really not a lot there, though, to be honest. You can't nuke the air grids or anything else because they're protected by SMDs. Might as well target anything else. Bombers are inbound for, I would assume, the battleships. They're going to wipe out, I would assume, at least one of them. But looks like they're trying to do damage to all of them. Well, they did wipe out one, it looks like. Or 2, maybe, because they're crashing at the same time. Here comes that nuke. It's going to do some damage, like I said, but honestly, not really a whole lot. Kaboom. I mean, that wasn't even worth the nuke, to be honest. We do see some mass assassinating going down from Drimmer onto Team 2 side of the map. I did see the teleport being built by Sailor Moon. Nobody has died. Artillery has started as well for Baller. So Team 1, how is your artillery? How is your teleporter going? Laser isn't even done yet. And that nuke is being heavily assisted. Look at that thing. Just getting tons and tons of just everything. And it's already at 85,000 5-star vet. And 1 nuke is still loaded. T3 Naval Headquarters is finally being hit. That is going to be a great grab if Team 2 can manage it. They're going to focus on the thing that's building all of the other units. Looks like he's going to switch. Oh, it's going to be close. I don't think he's really assisting the structure. He's assisting the loading, but the battleships, oh, they're just, it's right there, but looks like they all get denied. And then, oh, there's another shot raining in, but it looks like the switching has begun, and now he's transferred over, assisting to the actual headquarters itself. A couple more shots are raining in. Oh, 1,000 hit points. He's trying to keep it alive. Another shot is inbound. Oh, it's close. One more. Oh, 800. A bulwark came online, it looks like. Yep, that's blocking the shots. That might be enough. Is that another sat? There's another satellite online for Drimmer. Another nuke is inbound. It's going westward. Looks like it's targeting just some of the fleet over here to the west. Or it's... No, it's too much of a acute angle to go after the comm of Hannibal. Oh, the headquarters got denied. Look at that. And it got reclaimed immediately. So no more battleships for Team 1. At least on this western front from Drimmer. His 2 Novax is right on the shoreline. Team 2 did really punch in to try to go after that. T2 is done. He could upgrade to T3 to try to build some galaxies. Another nuke is being fired by Team 1. There goes the nuke. T3 land headquarters producing some Perseus, but, you know, he was doing something over there. How's the nuke going? Almost loaded or half-loaded. Artillery is trying to be assisted as very quickly as possible. Teleporter is almost done. He's probably going to go for laser right after that. Another nuke is inbound. Looks like for the fleet again. It's going to wipe out... Oh, no, it's going to wipe out more mexes than anything else, it looks like. 3 mechs is dead. 3 mechs is going to be dead here shortly. T3 Navy is rebuilt, going back into Hathums. T3 Navy is still pumping out, looks like, engineers at this point. And the action has kind of slowed down a little bit. Still, Hathums are being sent over here from the east to assist the western front. Looks like he's just going for straight mermaids and barracudas. Kaboom! Wipes out 3 more mexes. Eastern side. It's thinning out on both sides, to be honest. This western side might determine who wins the game. This eastern engagement is just a huge back and forth over there. Fat Boy online. That's interesting. First experimental of the game built, I believe, let alone land experimental. And of course the bulwarks, the barracudas are just punching through. Team 1, T3 Navy is back online and immediately starts producing summits. And yeah, there's just so many engineers. There's so much reclaim. It's dead even at this point. Both teams at a 375,000. Enough to build anything. Are you sure? Says Baller. Is there like a... Yeah, there is a recall vote going down. I don't know. I mean, both teams are in a position. They could win it if they pivot hard enough to one thing or the other. The recall vote does pass. And Team 2 says no. They're like, nah, that's fine. And Team 1 wins the game. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, the satellites are starting to wipe out a couple of mexes. There's some mexes dead over there, to be honest. But, I mean, the artillery is almost done. The nuke is almost loaded. I mean, they could have stayed for a little bit longer. There's a satellite building there. There was obviously one done already. I don't know. Maybe they were trying to be concerned about this fight over here. I mean, it's kind of thinned out. A couple of destroyers, a couple of battleships. There's more of them coming off the assembly line. Tons of spam here to just gum up the works. Tons of engineers for reclaim, I would imagine. But I think they were looking at this thinking if they could crack that, then it would just be a sweep eastward. But since they weren't able to crack it, then it looks like they're like, nah, it's not worth it. But that's just how the game goes sometimes. And that means it's a no kill, no combi-com action. That's the second one on the channel where nobody has died and nobody actually fought one another. I think the other match, I think somebody actually fought one another, or 2 people fought one another. But nobody direct combi-com action and no deaths. And I don't count control case at the very end because the recall vote passed and whatnot, so I don't count that. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. But let me know down in the comments what you felt. Thank you so much for watching the very end of the video. As always, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And I will see all of you in the next one.